What has happened, everyone? Let's walk through what happened yesterday. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and so on. As yesterday, I took this trade here, so I partially out at a 1 to 3. That case study will be up tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. I did send that out to you guys in the Telegram as well, and in the Discord as well. But this is exactly what I wanted to see for yesterday. Unfortunately, just no follow through, which it is what it is. So that's fine. That's why partials are taken, and that's why we secure those profits. Now, as for what I'm looking for coming today, we'll start with EU. As you can see, it's looking like we are getting a bit of selling pressure now. I would say it's more likely now that we come and actually take this low. So given that's the fact, I would actually say we're heading down towards here. So this will confirm, basically, I would say over the next 7 days that we are bearish. It is definitely that complex pullback, which means it is the retracement, but like if you jump on the 4 hour, you've got to have that retracement to then continue to push to this high. I just don't think this will hold enough to take this low. I mean, it may, but at the moment we'll just do with what we can. So if we jump down to the 15 minute, I was looking for a trade in hits inside here yesterday. Nothing really fit. This was the ideal area to look for a trade. What happened is we then just reacted off of the next low. So we've got more or less, I guess what's kind of happened with this is we've had internal break of structure. Obviously, this is our bearish 15-minute leg. Our bigger range is the internal. So we've had internal break, pull down. We've then had that pull up there with that 2 leg, internal break, react off of decisional area right here. Around, funnily enough, New York Open, which I don't watch, but I imagine there would have been a trade in there. And then we've kind of melted down to the downside again. So we more or less did actually take that low. For me, now that's happened, I think it's less likely to actually bounce up. Now, we could react off this hourly point. We have technically medium induced into it. I just don't see it as likely. For that to occur, what I would need to have happen is more or less this area that we've created here in liquidity would need to be a trap. Okay. So what I'm open to, I don't actually like selling through this area. I like the liquidity we're building to the upside. So I'm going to expect that this is a trap. Okay. I'm going to play this higher time frame play because I still like it until obviously it doesn't happen anymore. Like I said, we are in this hourly point that sits more or less like here, let's say. And this hasn't been confirmed that it's not going to hold. As you can see, we've got clear bullish structure, bearish on the way down, really, really slow. So I want to use that to my advantage. If we jump down to the 5 minute and have a look, we can use this as our bottom inducement. It more or less did make equal lows. I like using that as an inducement here. So we've got inducement. We've then got that internal break, which has created a retest here. We've then pushed higher, taken that retest and started to push. So what I'd be looking for is something in here that tells me that gets more sellers in to then buy through that. So we've got about half an hour. I do like buying through this. In terms of sells, I don't really see sells. We're so low in the range. We are bullish on every other time frame other than the 15 minute. I don't like it. Lots of liquidity generated here. Not really any inducements. I mean, nah, it didn't really. Nah. So I like buys. I still want to buy. So what I'd be looking for is more or less something like that. And we'll give it another crack. Once we take this low, I would say we're more or less coming for the low. There's nothing I can really give in terms of that just yet. I'll need more price action. I may send that to you guys in the Telegram as an update. But I will be live with the Discord today, so they'll see that quite nicely. That link is in the description of this video if you do want to join. We had someone join yesterday, which was really, really nice. So hopefully we can get a few more of you guys in for that live today. As for GU now has come to that lower point. It is an hourly point, and it more or less is actually the extreme of this internal range. So this is a really, really strong point. If we kind of look, we may actually be able to find a divergence between the two. Wants to load. We'll see what this kind of means. So as we can see, this low here was the initial mitigation. We've then had EU make a higher high, GU make a lower low. So what I'd be looking for is more or less, I actually like this area on GU. I don't want, if we take that low, I don't like it on GU. The only thing I'd be open to more or less that. I'm open to that. It is an entry model I have. As for sells, internal break, take liquidity, push, one leg, two leg, which is then mitigated, break, mitigation, break. We're just mitigating. We're not even inducing at all. Realistically, buying to here. So I only look for sells once we get to that point. But I don't think we'll, I think we'll be in a buy if that's the case. I don't actually like sells. I would rather buys. I'm looking for something in here to tell me that this area is a trap so that we can buy through it. Or what I'm looking for is to build a trap here, take that trap, and then buy through the generated liquidity here with the timing of London Open. Okay, they're the two options that I have. And then we'll obviously play that by ear. So I really like those two. So EU and G have a lot of opportunity for us today. USDCAD is at a higher high, so I'm not interested. AU has now decided to actually have a bit of a fall off, which is good. Okay, so we have our internal, more or less our external break here, and that's about it. We have now taken that. We haven't retested that. That's a medium inducement. So AU is kind of off limits today. I actually don't see any options with AU currently. I would need price to kind of rebalance itself and come up. Unfortunately, I don't really see much else to work with. That was more or less the new structure. So we actually have a break of structure on AU for the first time in a little bit, which is really nice. We can expect to kind of start selling. On the 4 hour, we've still got this extreme that we're yet to come into. Once we kind of hit that extreme, we can look at taking a trade. On the 15-minute, we don't have much to work with, unfortunately. Hasn't really retested it. It's not really giving us much information here. So we need a lot of development on AU, but I would like to see something like that. So I'll mark that out, but I won't be trading it. DXY, we have now decided to push back up. Like I said, I think we're coming to this point, so this kind of makes sense for the other pairs to melt a little bit more. So AU to fall off, EU and G to fall off, and then USDCAD being on a higher to push up. But we should get a bit of a reaction off of this, okay? I don't think this point will hold long term, but what I'm kind of expecting is a bit of a drop off, take some of that liquidity, and then push back through this high, come and taking here, which will kind of line up with everything else. So what that's telling me is we may actually be selling on most of these pairs coming to today, okay? Like this is just a confluence, but we can kind of use that. It's more or less that if the DXY pushes up to those points, we're going bearish for a little bit on these pairs, which is perfectly fine. But unfortunately, EU, I don't really see any selling options. And GU, I don't really see any at the moment anyway. So I'll keep you guys updated in the Telegram. Like I said, make sure to like the video. Drop any questions you guys have down. Stay tuned for the case study tomorrow. Yeah, let's continue on with the good week.